Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Monday morning and what a show we've got in store for you today. Yes, we got the 2-1 win over Chelsea. It's been a fantastic weekend for Man United fans. Not only did we get the win over Chelsea, but some other results went in our favour. Arsenal drawing against Man City as well. 1-1 was a brilliant result for Man United fans because they're not getting any further. We're level with Man City so far this season. In today's show, we're going to be looking back at this win against Chelsea. We're also going to be discussing Ruben Amorim and the showdown meeting he had with Jim Ratcliffe. What was it all about and what came out of this? And also in today's show, we've got transfer news for you. Yes, transfer news on Carlos Baleba, the midfield target that Man United desperately wanted to sign in the summer transfer window, but Brighton said, no, he's not for sale. However, given his recent form and him not even featuring in the Brighton team, not even playing well enough, could this mean that United get their man in the January transfer window for a cut price? We're going to be discussing that as well. And finally, we'll be looking ahead to the Ballon d'Or ceremony later on this evening. Who is going to win the Ballon d'Or for 2025? So make sure you stick around. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. If you're not a subscriber to the Man United stream channel, hit that subscribe button. By the way, thank you to everybody out there that's been subscribing and supporting the channel. It means a lot to us. We're growing fast and it's all down to you fans out there who are subscribing and supporting the channel, so thank you very much. But let's jump straight into today's show and look back at the weekend's game against Chelsea. Now, this was a huge game, not just because we needed the 3 points, but also because of Ruben Amorim and his future at United. It was in doubt. We knew that he needed to win this game to keep on course and keep his job. Although we'd heard rumours about Sir Jim Ratcliffe meeting with Ruben Amorim before the game, having discussions about where he's going, what he's doing. We're going to be actually discussing that later on. But let's first talk about the game itself. Chelsea turned up, not knowing what to expect, obviously. Before the game, Chelsea were the team in form, arriving at United very confident of getting a win and getting a result against this weak United team who've not really had a really good start to the Premier League. They drew against Arsenal, then they had a bit of a funny game against Fulham, then they just about won against Burnley, and then they got a complete hammering against Man City. A Man City side that had many injuries and many had written off already. So everyone was very confident going into the game against Man City and no one expected a 3-0 hammering, but that's exactly what happened. City simply tore United apart and then alarm bells started ringing. Everyone went in to complete panic mode, including us, about what is going on. What is Ruben Amorim doing? What's he trying to prove with 3 at the back and the formation and the team selection and everything? We were not happy with Ruben Amorim. And over the last week, it's all been about whether Ruben Amorim will even last till the international break. Will he get to the game against Sunderland? But this result on the weekend has settled some nerves. I mean, anybody out there who was panicking thinking Ruben Amorim's going to get the sack or he's going to walk out, one or the other, can now sit back and say, okay, look, we've got a decent win with Chelsea on Chelsea, so now we can move forward to the next game against Brentford and hopefully repeat the thing. We need to get another win in a row. We've not had 2 wins in a row for a long time, and Ruben Amorim needs to show the fans and everybody else that, look, this team is cooking and it is going places. It is progressing. That's what the most important thing everyone wants to see. The worst thing we can do now is turn up against Brentford and just simply not have the commitment and not show the desire that we showed in the game against Chelsea. There was nothing else apart from desire and aggression that separated these two teams. United in the first half just were going for it. Everything they were tracking down, everything they were pressuring. They were not allowing Chelsea to play out from the back, and well, then they got the reward for it. They got the 2 goals, they got the sending off. It wasn't a lucky sending off, it was a clear goal scoring opportunity, and if Sanchez didn't take Mbeumo out, it would have been a goal, simple as. So look, in my opinion, it was a very fair result. I think United actually let themselves down with the Casemiro sending off. I think United could have got a few more goals after the 2-0. I think they could have made it a lot easier for themselves, but they didn't. But look, United, at least they got the win. So it was positive. Now, in terms of Ruben Amorim and meeting with Jim Ratcliffe, that a few days before, we heard lots of reports about what was discussed. In fact, Ruben Amorim was asked the question directly in the pre-match press conference about what was said between him and Jim Ratcliffe, and he kind of joked saying he offered me a new contract, but we know it wasn't. But we have now got further reports and news on what was discussed between Jim Ratcliffe and Ruben Amorim, and we're being told that it was nothing to do with his formation, his tactics and anything else. It was just simply sitting down with the manager and reassuring him that, look, we're behind you. We're behind you. Do not falter at this stage. Do not panic. Do not think that we're going to sack you. That's essentially what Jim Ratcliffe told Ruben Amorim. Now, some of us might be upset with that. We might be thinking, what are you talking about? Why have you gone and said that to Ruben Amorim? Why are you backing him when he's clearly not doing a good enough job? We all accept that his win rate is very, very bad at the moment. It's not good enough for a Man United manager. It needs to improve, and it needs to improve fast. So why is Jim Ratcliffe doing this? Well, it's clear. Jim Ratcliffe is going to Ruben and saying, look, you know, you need to improve. You need to improve, and I'm backing you to improve. But if you're not going to, at least then he can turn around and say, when he doesn't improve, at least then he can turn up to him and say, look, you know what, it's simply not working out. And even though I've been backing you, you've still not produced the goods, so I'm going to have to let you go. That's essentially it. It means nothing. In the world of football, a chairman or an owner coming out and backing you as a manager means nothing. You could be backed one day and the next day you could get the sack. So it means nothing right now. In fact, I think Jim Ratcliffe showing up to the training ground and watching United play and being very hands-on shows that he's not happy with Ruben Amorim, and that if you're a clever manager, you'd realise, wait up, the owner's on my back right now. You know, the boss is on my back for a reason. I'm not doing well enough, and the boss is here now. He's had to leave whatever he's doing, and he's here day in, day out, watching me do my job. And no one likes that. No one likes your boss micromanaging you, and that's exactly what's happening right now with Jim Ratcliffe. Okay, so moving on in today's show, let's talk about transfer news and Carlos Baleba. It's still making headlines. There's still lots of rumours and reports coming out about Carlos Baleba and how he's not happy and unsettled at Brighton. We've seen his performances so far this season, and they've been dismal, awful, at half of what Carlos Baleba was like the season before. And lots of people are saying it's because he's unhappy at Brighton, and Brighton should have sold him to Man United in the summer. Now everyone's saying his head's been turned, he's not concentrating on the football, on the pitch, he's just simply not the Baleba that we saw last season. And this is playing right into the Manchester United hands, because Man United are looking over and saying to Brighton, right, okay, we're not going to pay 100 million plus for this guy. He's not good enough. He's not even making it into your first team. So why are we going to pay 100 million for him now? Yeah, so they're looking at a price tag of about 65 million. That's how much he's dropped in these couple of weeks, right? Okay, we were prepared to make a bid for over 100 million for him just a few weeks ago, and now we're talking about 65 million in January. It just tells you sometimes you've got to have a little bit of patience. You've got to sit back and see what's happening. And clearly, Baleba, something's wrong with him. Something is wrong with him. Drop your comments below on what you think it is. Do you think it's Baleba himself? This is Baleba, and this is the level that he actually is playing at, and that once last season was just a one-off, and this is the player that we're going to sign, and whether we even should sign him if he's this bad, or whether it's just simply he's not concentrating and he's not feeling it. He doesn't want to be there. He no longer wants to be at Brighton and wants to move over to Man United, and he's showing it in his gameplay right now. He's saying, I don't give a crap. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here, and I want out. Do you know what? I'm not quite sure. If he's doing that, I'm thinking, do we want a player like that? Do you know who's throwing his dummy out right now? I mean, you want a professional player. You want a player who's committed to his football on the pitch, and no matter what happens, he's focused on making sure his performances are the best. So, look, I'm not quite sure. Drop your comments below on what you think. Personally, I'm thinking, do we even sign this guy? do we sign this guy right now? Because he's not playing well enough. He's not showing that he is good at what he's doing. So what guarantee do we have that we sign him and he turns into the same old Baleba that was playing last season? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Now, finally, in today's show, let's talk about the Ballon d'Or. It's Monday, the 22nd of September, and tonight is the ceremony for the Ballon d'Or. There's lots of reports and rumours about who's going to win. Everyone's saying it's Yamal who's going to win. Yamal's taken a huge entourage with him. He's taken 30 members of his family, and they're all going out to Paris for the ceremony. And some people are saying that's it. It's sealed. It's sealed. He's going to win, and that's why he's taking so many of his family members. I'm not quite sure. I think there's lots of other players who deserve the Ballon d'Or over Yamal. Tonight I will try and do a live stream and do a watch along to the ceremony and see who wins what. Obviously, there's other awards as well. But for me, the 2025 Ballon d'Or is not clear-cut. There's so many players who could actually win it. So Yamal being confident, I'm not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see tonight. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's show. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe. You are watching the Man Utd Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.